Also, oh, sorry, Nick. Thank you. I forgot. And also I had a alopecia testimony, 3 months, because I went to Ocala to visit and I stopped by her store and I was in shock. This is an Indian lady with a lot of hair and she was practically bald. And 3 months on the hemoheme, her hair grew back along with the herbal shampoo. And it was great for her because her daughter's wedding was coming up and she was like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to go to the wedding bald. No, by the end of the year, she had a full head of hair. I mean, not to the length that it was before. So it works. And just with this one plant alone, we have heard how many different health issue, health challenge it can help. So I'm gonna post the video so you guys can have it. Now, my two go-to video is this video here, and then that anti-cancer functional food that we have shared before. These are the two that I use because she's so in-depth, and then the other one is shorter. But we have a special guest this morning, so she's supposed to start at 10:15. So I'm gonna go into GoPro again this morning. We're going to concept 3. And guys, when we go to skill number 5, I hope you guys are going to be excited because skill number 5 is helping your prospect become customers or distributors. But right now we're on skill number 4 and it's concept number 3. We did 1 and 2 yesterday. 3 is take an advantage of 4 to 6 exposure for the average person to join. So back to this video. I'm going to post it, people. Please take the video, listen, so you guys do not come and ask the same question over and over. What do we give for this health issue? Hemoheme and noni, but my go-to is hemoheme all the time. I can have noni, but my main is hemoheme. That's why it's standalone. So back to concept number 3. Let me pull closer to the mic, and it's turned all the way up. So when people don't understand that the only reason for an exposure is to set up the next exposure, they put too much pressure on their prospect and on themselves. In the some will, some won't, so what next multi-level culture, people hammer on a person once, and if they don't join right away, they move on and never follow up. In many cases, they take it a step further by damaging the relationship with the prospect with their attitude. Professionals understand that it takes an average of 4 to 6 exposure for a prospect to become involved. Let me repeat that. It takes an average of 4 to 6 exposure for a prospect to become involved. Their goal is education and understanding. It's hard to educate someone in one exposure. So they take them from exposure to exposure to exposure, knowing it will eventually sink in. Through that process, they also build a strong relationship with the prospect. They strengthen the friendship. That helps build trust, and people enjoy working with people they like. 4 to 6 exposure is an average, which means that for every person who joins on the first exposure, they're going to be a person who takes more than 10 exposure to join. You just never know. Some of the best people in network marketing are prospects for years before they finally made the decision to take part in the opportunity. Keep your urgency, but have patience. Concept number 4, condense the exposure for better results. Pro prospect, someone wants and move on. Amateur prospect, someone through several exposure over time. Professional condense their those exposure into the short time possible. People are busy. they're constantly distracted by life. When you are approaching them to take a look at something new, it's important to keep their interest. The best way to do this is to stack the exposure as close together as possible. If you go slow, you might start by having them check out a video. Then a few weeks later, have them listen to a conference call. Then a month later, have them attend a webinar. Then after another month, invite them to a three-way phone call with you and other distributor. This slow process is difficult because between each exposure, they tend to get distracted by life. It can almost be like starting over every time. That is true. On the other hand, if you have them check out a video, then join a conference call, then try the product, then get on a webinar, then participate in a three-way call, then come to a live meeting or whatever combination of exposure you use in your company, and do it all in 1 week, you give them the opportunity to really think about how this could change their lives. So I would say no more than 1 to 2 weeks. Questions and objection. At every step in the recruiting process, you'll come across questions and objections. This is natural. A lot of time, your prospect will just be bringing them up to sound intelligent. They don't want to see easy, so they throw out objections to feel better. How you respond is extremely important. If you act defensive, you'll plant a seed of doubt in their mind. If you act offensive, you'll chase them away. Remember, our goal is education and understanding. It's not to win an argument. Our job is to help blind people see. I like that. When someone brings up a negative question or if they offer you an objection, all they are truly doing is helping you to identify one of their blind spots. It's helpful to know what they are. It's helpful to know what these are so you can assist your prospect in eliminating them. I'm going to give you some specific tactic to help overcome objection. But the thing I want you to remember and spend more time focusing on are concepts. Tactics come and go, concepts are timeless. So here is one. I found that objections fall into 1 or 2 categories. The first is the prospect's limiting belief in their ability. They aren't sure they can be successful. The second is a limiting belief in network marketing. They aren't sure network marketing will help them achieve their goals in life. For both categories, one of the best concepts is empathy. How you relate to people. And the best way I know to relate to people is to let them know you were just like they are. You had the same doubts, the same questions, the same fears, and you overcame them. Believe it or not, your story and the stories of others will do more for you in overcoming objections than anything else. So remember, he shared his story back then. I hope you guys started writing down your stories and also other stories as you hear them. There's an old tactic called feel, felt, found. I'm sure some of you guys are familiar with that. It works with the concept of empathy. When a prospect offers an objection, you respond with, I know how you feel. I felt the same way, but here is what I found. You can use that quite literally with great success. Let me repeat it again. I know how you feel. I felt the same way, but here is what I found. So that's the feel, felt, and found. You can use that quite literally with great success. You can also modify it based upon your story and your prospect. When a prospect have a limited belief in their ability, the common objection in this category are, I don't have the money. I don't have the time. It's not my thing. I'm not a salesperson. I don't know anyone, or I'm too old, too young, have no experience. So remember what it says, when a prospect have a limited belief in their ability. So the next time you hear, I don't have the money, I don't have the time, it's not my thing, I'm not a salesperson, I don't know anyone, or I'm too old, too young, I have no experience. Remember it, it's their limited belief. Some people teach fancy approach where you make yourself seem smart and the prospect seems stupid. You don't have the money. Do you have a cable bill? Do you have a cell phone? Do you ever go out to dinner? You have lots of money. Come on, wake up. Or you don't have the time. How long do you want to have to, how long do you want to have to that reality in your life? You have to change if you want your life to change. How does it feel when you read that? How would it feel if someone were to say it to you? Pretty bad, right? A better approach is to relate to the person and tell your story. Like he told his story back then, that he was an underachiever. He was this, he wasn't doing well, blah, 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 blah. For those of us who remember his story, he said, my name is Eric and I'm a retired underachiever. I had 18 jobs by the age of 23 and was starting to think my future wasn't looking so good. I was embarrassed by my lack of result and I was desperately looking for a way to make something out of my life. And then he goes on and talk about it's time, how he was introduced to network marketing. So I went back to read his story just for those who didn't hear it. He literally told his story so people could relate to him. So let me go back to it. When a person tells you, I just don't have the money right now, I respond, I had the same exact challenge. I didn't have enough money to pay my bills, let alone start a new business. But when I thought about it, I realized if I didn't have enough money to pay my bills now, how was I going to change that in the future? I was tired of being behind. I was tired of always scrambling. I wanted more out of life. So you know what I did? I found a way, and it was the best decision I ever made. Let me ask you something. If you really felt that this was a chance for you to take control of your financial future, do you think you could find a way to make it happen? 9 times out of 10, they would agree that they could find a way. Again, forget the exact word and focus on the concept. I told them I was the same as they were, with the same objections. I told them about my pain, and I told them I found a way to solve it. As a result, we bonded. We related to each other. We were in the same boat with the same hopes and dreams. And if I didn't have a personal story that would compare with theirs, I would tell another person's story. There are plenty of stories inside your company that can relate to virtually any situation. So when a prospect tells you their objection, you can say, I know what you mean. I have a friend who had that same exact problem, and let me tell you their story. So as you hear other people's story, write it down. Can you see how that approach would work with all the objections based on a person's limiting beliefs about themselves and their lives? The concept is simple, it's proven, and the results are amazing. I will stop there for today and continue tomorrow because it's now 10:14. So I hope you guys are finding this rather informative, because I don't think there's another network marketing professional out there that I've read their book that has given step by step by step how to do, what to say, how to approach someone. This is what this entire book is about, because when we get to skill number 5, it's going to tell you about customer and business partners. So that's it for today. Guys, get your book or get the audio. It is called Go Pro, G-O-P-R-O, by Eric, E-R-I-C, last name W-O-R-R-E. And it's GoPro 7 Steps to Becoming a Network Marketing Professional. The audio is just as good because you have it. You can go back over and over and listen and listen. Me, I learned through repetition, listening over and over. So I love listening to the audio when I'm driving. It's on YouTube. Just look up GoPro full audio. It's there for everyone to save. So, Mr. CJ,
Miss Novlet.
yes, sir.
Miss Novlet, can you hear me?
Oh, yes. Are you hearing me?
Loud and clear.
Okay.
Novlet, do you
Yes.
get paid for what you do from morning to
No,
morning? Do you get paid for this, Novlet?
no.
Listen, Novlet, listen, on behalf of all of us here on the Momentum Morning Call, I sincerely want to thank you, both yourself and Nick, for the masterful servant leadership that you bring to the Momentum Mornings. All that heavy lifting stuff, product knowledge, the culture. I thank you, Novlet, sincerely. We thank you.
My only request is, people, please go get the audio and listen. It is so packed with so much information that's going to help you, especially for those that are new. This book is going to help you so much, because most people fail in network marketing because they do not have the skills. And you might not have an upline that can help you, but this book will. If you go through it, helping your prospect becoming customers or distributor, helping your new distributor get started right, promoting event, anything worthwhile takes time. It's all worth it. And it goes from network marketing, how you're going to be involved. You need to learn some skills, finding prospect, inviting prospect to understanding your products and opportunity. I mean, everything is in here for you guys to really get it going. Please. This is like the best book ever. I say this is the Bible for network marketing. So that's it. I know you have a guest coming on, so I'm done for today.
Absolutely. And by the way, the GoPro, you can go to YouTube and you can listen while you drive, while you work, whatever you do, just plug and play.
Yes, don't listen to music. Listen while you're
And
cooking.
by the way,
Listen
that was
while...
a good book for
Yeah.
us here in the network marketing space. Uh, there's a book by Dr. Charles King, My First Year in Network Marketing.
Oh yeah, I
I
have that
will
one
highly
too.
recommend. Yeah,
Yeah,
that we
I
get
have
it.
that
And
one.
absolutely. So
That's
we
great.
talk about the products for those of us who were in the chat room early this morning. Uh, we did Hammer Him and the early bird catches the worm. But let me quickly, let's just take a minute to thank the folks on the call this morning, those new and those returning guests and Atomians. We want to welcome you. We thank you. This is indeed an indication of your emotional investment in your business, in moving your business forward. We say here that Momentum Morning is designed to make you win. We do the heavy lifting, morning after morning after morning, 5 days per week. And we talk wellness. This morning, I want to also acknowledge some of our leaders, Tony and Joy and Ruth and Carol, on the call. Florence, I really want to say appreciation, respect to all of our leaders on the call this morning. I also want to take a quick minute to welcome Vanessa. Are you there, Vanessa? Her name is Vanessa Fisher Scott, a mom, 3 daughters, a grandmom, 4. She's been in the banking industry, financial services. Like CJ, she's a board certified Christian counselor. She's a licensed massage therapist and instructor, a certified weight trainer, a colon hydrotherapist, and I could go on and on and on. She is committed to what she does. She's all about wellness. And at this time, I would like us all to unmute for a quick minute to welcome our new Atomian, Vanessa.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Good.
take a quick minute. Just want to have everyone just unmute and say to you, welcome, our new Atomian to the call. Welcome.
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 Thank you.
Welcome, Vanessa.
Yeah.
Unmute.
Thank
Welcome to the family. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Welcome, Vanessa.
Welcome. Welcome. Welcome.
Thank
Okay.
you. You get the
So-
big thumbs up.
Absolutely. So, Vanessa, if you don't mind, we're gonna invite you to step up and to take it away.
All right. Well, I can't seem to undo my video there. Can't seem to see myself on the video. Can
Now let's make you a co-host so you can do your screen share whenever you're ready.
Nick, are you still there?
I am, but you should be able to adjust her camera because she is co-host.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
co-host already.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. It's telling me to.
All right, guys, I'm hitting the road, so I'm on mute, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
So guys, everyone, please mute your phone out. We shouldn't hear a single sound in the background. Mute your phone. And if you're not stationary, oh, the camera's already turned off.
Okay, not sure. I think it's wanting me to re-sign in again. Let's see here. Give me 1 second. Let me click off and click back on real quick.
So, Novelet, I made you host, so you might have to co-host her if she drops off, okay? Let me check.
Vanessa, you're back? Vanessa? I see you back on the screen.
Let's see.
Okay.
See myself. But you know what? That's okay. You know what? We're going to keep moving forward. So good morning. Good morning, everyone. I like the fact that Novelet is Novelet, right?
Yes.
Beautiful
Okay.
name.
Thank you. I made you co-host, so you
Okay.
should be able to share your screen.
Okay, I'm not sure why it's not doing anything. Let's see here.
You clicked on the shared screen at the bottom?
Yes. The audio, the video. let's see here. I don't know why. I mean, I use Zoom all the time.
You know how it goes. It happens.
Or, okay, I may need to use my phone. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can use it on my phone. I didn't want to do that, but join. Okay, why is saying switch? Okay, it's already there.
You gotta unmute, Vanessa.
All right, give me 1 second.
Okay.
Had headphones on, my hair got stuck in it. All right. Okay. Timing is of the essence here. All right, good morning. Good morning,
Good
everyone.
morning.
Thank you for
Good
allowing me.
morning.
Yes,
Thank you
sir.
for the
Great
opportunity.
to have you.
Yes, thank you so much. Looking forward to being part of the Atomy. How do you pronounce that?
That's Atomy. ATOM.
Atomy.
Atomy. Yeah.
All right. And so I want to share this morning about having a clean colon, the benefits of that, the benefits of that it has actually. And so I just want to encourage everyone this morning on this platform. For one, we're still in the beginning of the year, new month, it's a new day. And as a novelist was talking about the book, it's that repetition. And as she was talking about repetition, I thought about it because it's so important when we're writing our goals. And a lot of us have these health goals that we've already started this year. Some people are coming off of a fast and transitioning back into eating. And so when it pertains to the health goals, repetition, the action of repeating something that has already been said or written is a very powerful statement, because what we're doing, because we're new people, we're new creature, we are new spirit, we're new mind, new belief systems. When you're taking on new opportunities, such as the this company with the amazing benefits of these products and the testimonies that I've heard so far. I've only been on it, this would be my third time, and listening to the testimonies. And the thing is, you want more testimonies and you want them for yourself. And so this new year is being about change, and it's having to change what you're saying, especially when it comes to your business and working with other people. They do listen to what you do. They listen to what you say, but they also see what you're doing, even for your own health. And the more you do what you do, even without telling them or suggesting to them to change their diet, it'll become common to them to see you in your lifestyle, which means repetition over and over. Someone seeing you over and over doing something significant that allows them to change in their own lives. And so we're very powerful people. And I think this is a very powerful business when it's used in the right way. And so this morning, I want to encourage you all, when you have already started your goals, especially when we're talking about health and wellness this morning, is to look at your goals, declare your goals with your mouth that they're already done. Not only that you're declaring it, but you're seeing it. with your mind's eye. You're visualizing it in your mind, yourself already healthy, whole, energized, you're mobile, where you may feel like you're not mobile now. Doesn't matter what you look like right now. It only matters what you're choosing to believe in this time, in this season. Picturing yourself healthy, declaring yourself healthy, commanding your bones, your body, your systems to come into a place of homeostasis and balance, commanding your body to process the insulin and sugar in your body. And so saying it, seeing it, believing it every single day, all day, and you're meditating on that. You're picturing, you're getting the right images. You're getting the right images. You're placing those images of divine health, seeing yourself walking in the park. For those who feel like they can't run, you can actually picture yourself running, and eventually the life will align to the point where you can strengthen your body to where you can be more mobile and run. And I say that because I've experienced that myself. So I'm speaking from experience. And so I'll share a little bit about my story. And this has been, I used to be in banking. So for about 12, 13 years, basically. And, you know, I was overweight. I wasn't in health and wellness at all. I started gaining weight. And at that point, I thought that I was just getting older. And actually, I was only 30, only 30 then. And I was gaining weight. I was having memory issues. I would forget my keys in my car with the car on. And it started happening on a regular basis. And I'm like, my gosh, am I getting old? And I started having back pain. I ended up with carpal tunnel. And actually, sometimes things happen. They're allowed to happen. We go through things, and they actually turn out to be a blessing in disguise. I ended up with carpal tunnel, went out on disability. And at that point, it was a point in my life where I became depressed because I was a single mom with 2 children at the time, and being on disability and going through therapy. And so basically, I ended up deciding to go and get a colonic. And a colonic, if you don't know what that is, it is a high enema. It's where you go, there's the open system and there's a closed system where water is flowing into your colon. Your colon is 5 feet long and 2.5 inches in diameter. And we hold waste there. We tend to store a lot of waste in our colon. And so when I went, and actually it wasn't my first time, a friend of mine, actually a coworker, came to my desk while I was working at the bank, and she said, I just had a colonic. And I said, a what? Never heard of it. She gave me a brochure. I looked at the brochure, pretty much everything it would say, if you have these issues, you know, acne, having memory issues, backache. I mean, all of those things I was dealing with. And I was like, wow, you know, this is what I was dealing with here. And I made the appointment. I started getting colonics. So eventually, when I went on disability, I said, let me just go get a colonic while I'm out on disability. Went and had it done at a different place. And it changed my life. And that's actually why I'm standing here today. After 23, 4, actually 25 or 25, 26 years later. And then when I went on disability, I ended up becoming a certified colon hydrotherapist. I'd never been in health and wellness. That was my first time. So I started learning new things. And so when I started in health and wellness and with colon hydrotherapy, I learned a lot from listening to people. I did a lot of listening. I used to talk a lot. I started listening more. And I started noticing the connection with emotional, psychological issues with sickness and disease. I would listen to people as they would talk. I noticed that women that come in with breast cancer, different women, different backgrounds, they talk the same. And they were dealing with the same issues, emotional issues they were harboring in their chest, in the breast area. Then I started listening to a person that came in with liver cancer. And I noticed that she was dealing with anger, a lot of anger. And then I started listening to all the others. So I seeing fibromyalgia, celiac disease, all these different diseases I've never been around. I didn't have a lot of sickly people in my family. And so I started asking the Father, Jehovah, what is this I'm seeing? Because your word says we're already healed. And I couldn't understand. He started teaching me, training me through this process. And I became a colon hydrotherapist. He said, this is not the only thing you'd be doing. Massage therapy. He says, not the only thing you're going to be doing. Became a weight trainer. He kept saying, and then I became a board certified Christian counselor and started noticing the mind, body, soul, and spirit connection with our bodies. And how emotions that are harbored in our soul affects us physically. And what happens is we go to the doctor. There's nothing wrong with going to the doctor. You have to, find out what's going on with you. But then you have to go and find out what the root cause is. The root cause of unforgiveness. Go deal with the unforgiveness, the guilt, the shame, the rejections, because what happens, that repetition that you mentioned earlier, that constant mental programming that we bought in over and over, thinking the same thing over and over, and you're getting the same results until you have a conscious interrupt. And when you have that conscious interrupt, then you can stop and take a look at what's been happening in your life and start changing your lifestyle. And so start changing your words, start changing the belief system. Even with new business, you have to believe that you're already abundant, you're already prosperous. You have to tell yourself that all day until you believe it, until your subconscious receives that. And then your life starts changing. And then you start seeing abundance everywhere you go. We're already abundant. And so I want to talk about real quick a fresh start, a clean start with cleansing the colon. And we know that the colon is about 75%, makes up 75% of our immune system, it's part of the immune system. It is our second brain. And so the benefits, and these are benefits that I experienced myself: better skin, increase of energy, your sleep improves, better regular bowel movements, improve your immune system, hydrates the body, less bloating and gas. You have a flatter abdomen. Improves your digestion, allows you to be able to absorb the nutrients and the vitamins, especially with all these amazing products. You want to be able to absorb them. You want to get the quality, the benefits of what you're purchasing. And so mental clarity, better memory, better concentration. You look and feel younger, and you actually do feel. It doesn't matter what age you are. You actually feel. I believe that it also slows down the aging process. Better absorption, mineral and vitamins, helps maintain your intestinal walls, increases fertility. It maintains your pH balance. It actually, for those who have any type of body odor, it helps with decreasing that or even eliminating that. Helps with pain, helps to relieve pressure and pain off your body, decreases the risk of colon cancer. And I noticed when I joined, this is a beautiful thing, when I joined, so graciously been blessed to be part of this community where there's products, I noticed the smart memory support is a product here within the company. It's a product that you can actually take to support your whole health process here with your memory. Because when you cleanse out your colon, the interesting thing about the colon is very powerful. It's 5 feet long. And that's just the part of the colon. It's not the large, it's the large intestines. It's the 5 feet of colon. And like I said, it expands, but on the walls, all the way from the descending, ascending to around the sigmoid, the entire colon has points, little points, pressure points, actually. And they have every part of your body, every organ, every gland is part, your reproductive, every system is connected to a part of your colon. And I'll give you an example. There's a part of the colon with the eyes. Whenever I get a colonic, I'm instantly hydrated in my eyes. My eyesight will clear up. It clears up. My eyesight changed when I started getting colonics. My skin, I noticed that I still, even to this day, and I'm in my 50s, even to this day, I still have incredible energy. I have great energy. And so it also, I noticed the noni, the healthy bacteria, organic fermented noni concentrate, putting back, when you take out the toxins, the parasites, the undigested food that causes gas. That's why we have to chew our food 100 times, grind it, breathe, relax, churn the food to make sure that we're able to get the nutrients out of the food. And the psyllium husk, their psyllium husk is one of the products. And so I tell people, for those who don't want to do colonics, because the tube, a lubricated tube, goes into your rectum, and water is flowing in and waste is flowing out. Water flowing in, waste is flowing out. That is what a colonic is. Or you can do an enema, a little small enema. Now, enema may get into about maybe 12, 13 inches into the colon, as opposed to the colonic goes in, to 5 feet of your colon, and it gets over to the cecum area. And the cecum area, which is your lower abdomen on the right-hand side, is the most toxic part of your colon. And so that's the part, as a therapist, we always strive to get to that point, because that waste is going all the way through all 5 feet of your colon. And you're talking about parasite. I've seen undissolved medication still intact. I've seen parasites. I've seen gas. I've seen yeast when people are dealing with candida. When we see these things, we're able to tell clients what to do. And when you have fermented noni with all of the good bacteria, actual bacteria, you're putting that back into your gut system to maintain your pH balance, to maintain a healthy environment, but even for the intestinal walls, because you need to be able to clean your colon in a way that the colon walls are clean. Some people get it clean for colonoscopy. Some take, the drink that you typically, the Go Light, I think it's called Go Lightly, when you're doing a colonoscopy. But when you're cleaning the walls of your colon, the walls have little openings, the little villi. And vitamins have to go through the colon walls, even for vitamin D, for things for your eyes, blood system, that it has to be a healthy environment in your colon. Because one, like I said, it is your second brain. And you'll notice that your memory even changes. Your concentration becomes sharper. You can read a book, and then you don't have to go back and try to read it over and over and over, because you're sharper. It doesn't matter your age. It doesn't matter your age. Doesn't matter. And so, like I said, now the psyllium husk, and I noticed we do have that product within the company, which I'm quite excited about, because I'm always talking about keeping your colon cleansed. And now I have a product that I get to share with others. So I do other talks and programs with other naturopaths and things. So psyllium husk, what psyllium husk is fiber, and you need that fiber in your system to be like a brush on your colon walls, to purge, to push the waste out of your bowel system, to push all that out. And typically when you're having a bowel movement, I know this is, some people don't like to hear it, but I always say you should hear it. When you're releasing, having a bowel movement, it should come out longer than 12 inches. It shouldn't be in pieces, shouldn't be in pebbles, shouldn't be none of that. And you'll get to the point when you know your bowel system is healthy. One, your breath won't smell. Two, your body won't smell. You won't even have to use deodorant. And when you release gases, bowels, in the bowels, you have BM, you won't smell anything. You won't smell anything. And so, and it should be more of a light brown, not dark or anything like that. But the psyllium husk, typically what I do, and I have my bottle here, I tell people to start with 2 capsules, and I don't say the powder, because the powder, when you use the powder and you put in your juice of water, it gels. And you have to drink it, and then you even more water. I always say use the capsules. Take 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, or you can take 1 and in the morning and 1 in the afternoon. Start small and build up to maybe 3 or 4, and then do that for maybe 5-6 days. Provided if you can cut meat and eat fruits and vegetables, nuts, grains, or things of that nature, and you'll notice that you feel lighter, you feel energetic, you feel relieved. And so psyllium husk is a great way to do that. And so I always tell people, when you're starting your cleanse, you can do herbal cleanse, especially in the beginning of the year. I think if you do it quarterly, a cleanse, and I would say do a full body cleanse, liver cleanse, kidney cleanse, colon cleanse. You can cleanse your whole system. That means you're not eating meat. You're either drinking juices, smoothies, you're eating fruits and vegetables, and you're not just eating them. You're chewing them, you're eating them whole, or you lightly steaming them. What time we got here? Slightly steaming. And so the noni, when you cleansing your gut, that noni, you're going to receive the benefits even more when you have a system that's been purged, so that the old, because this is the whole thing with the new year, and actually not even new year, this is any time. This is a time of new things. So you're purging out all that old toxins, old poisons, old things in your system. You're getting rid of the old things, old way of thinking, because your mind also affects your gut. Your emotions affects your gut. When you're not letting go and holding on to anger, you actually, even stress, the colon has a peristalsis. It has to move. The colon has to move like a muscle to move the waste. When you're angry, stressed, or frustrated, it constricts it, and then you're holding that in. And so I always encourage chewing your food, grinding it, drinking lots of water, and using a stool when you're having a bowel movement. It actually brings your colon and the back of your into alignment to bring the waste down easily when you're eliminating on the toilet. I'll say take deep breaths and relax when you're dealing with stress. We should be eliminating 2 to 3 times a day. If you're eating 2 to 3 times a day, you should at least be eliminating enough each day. And so also last thing, for the sake of time, is taking eating pumpkin seeds. I put pumpkin seeds in my salads, or I have an actual bag over here. I just eat them. And the parasites, the pumpkin seeds actually tear the parasites in your system, in your gut, to pieces. If they do not, or if they're not cut to pieces, if the parasites are not cut to pieces, they will grow. If the head and the body will grow back. So you have to use the pumpkin seeds to break up the parasites in your gut. So if anyone have any questions, I didn't want to take too long. Oh yes, and I always encourage too, when you're eating, to try not to eat while you're angry or frustrated or stressed, because what happens is when you're eating all this good, delicious food, it'll spoil. The food will spoil. You start having heartburn and acid reflux and things like that if you're eating while you're angry. So it's best to just relax, shift your mindset to something positive. I always say shift to gratitude. Think of things that you're grateful for and shift yourself and your energy out of that state. All right. Thank you for having me. Have any questions? I have about 5 minutes.
I don't
Awesome.
see any hands
Awesome.
raised
Mm.
at the moment, but I want to thank you so much, Miss Vanessa. I love the information. I mean, my mindset is like yours anyway. Everything you have covered is so true. And I like how you stress the colon so they can understand. I love that.
Thank you.
Also, Hemoheme, our standalone, is a powerful detoxer. It detoxes the body, and it also helps to keep your colon regular. Give Hemoheme to someone that has a colon issue, and you're going to hear stories. It moves everything out. So, yeah. So we do have something that detoxes the body, that goes to the root cause. It's Hemoheme.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
So
Excuse me.
we
Yes.
have
Someone asked if you give colon cleanse. Yes, she does. Correct?
Do I do
Yeah.
colonics?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing them right now.
Oh, you're not doing them right now?
No, I'm
Okay.
doing something else with help.
Okay. But guess what, guys? If you incorporate the Hemoheme and the Psyllium, wonders. And then add that noni, oh my goodness.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
and you might also want to add the pawpaw seeds. That's actually the greatest
The
cleanser
pumpkin
there
seed?
is for parasites. The
Yeah,
pumpkin,
pumpkin seed,
the
yes.
pawpaw seeds. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
don't play with that.
Mm-hmm. And guess what? We all have parasites. That's something that's not pushed here much in the US. And especially if you're a heavy meat eater, you more than likely have some stuff going on in there that you don't know about. But, I'm from the Caribbean. Growing up in Jamaica, we're always, twice a year, we get a parasite cleanse. Twice a year. And I still do it. I did it with my daughter when she was young, and I still do that.
So now we just want to take a quick question or two before we wrap up.
I didn't see any hands raised, and
I
that was
think, excuse me, I think I was trying to raise my hand. I don't know if I used the right
Go right ahead. Go right ahead.
That's
Go right ahead.
Okay.
For future, at the bottom where it says raise hands, you just click on that. But go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Very good presentation. I have a question about the colon. Let's say someone is constantly taking all of the vitamins, the herbs, and doing all of those things, doing colon cleanse, but their abdomen stays big. What should be the first thing to do, or how can you start to get their abdomen to go down? It's almost as if they have ascites, but they don't. But their abdomen is just really big. They're losing weight everywhere else except the abdomen. And they say that they're doing colon cleanse and all of these things. How can you get their abdomen down?
Okay, great question. Thank you for asking. Thank you for participating, because participation is so necessary so we can understand where everyone is and what's needed. Well, as far as if they're doing all of those things, it depends. It depends on how much elimination is coming out, how often it's coming out, how much water and how much they're absorbing from the water. Because you can be drinking water all day and still be just as thirsty, and then you're urinating a lot. You're not absorbing the water. It's not absorbing in your skin. And sometimes, you can add fruits and vegetables to it. It changes the molecular structure of the water. But to answer your question, it depends. It depends on how much elimination on a daily basis. It depends on as far as because it's 5 feet long and it expands. And so they may not need to keep doing colon cleanse over and over and over, but they may want to try using the fiber from the foods and the fruits like apples and carrots, or your green leafy veggies. I always say stay in the produce section. Just stay there in the produce section. And movement, getting out walking to get that abdomen moving, to get the things moving. And also another thing that the person can do as well is use castor oil, rubbing castor oil on the abdominal area, the whole abdomen, the sides and everything, putting a warm towel and then put a towel and then putting a warm heating pad on there, sitting for maybe 30 minutes and allowing that castor oil to seep down into your colon area. I know it seems interesting to do that, but it actually works.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. And power walking. I lost weight through and toned my body through power walking. 45 minutes from 2 to 3 times a week. And you're contracting your abdominal area while you're doing it. If you do that for 2 months, 2 to 3 times a week, 45 minutes, not where running, trying to, where you're comfortable, you're doing a brisk walk, you're using your arms, you're contracting the abdominal area, you're going to notice a difference. If you do that for 2 months, I can almost promise you will do that.
Okay, very good.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions, anyone? Vanessa, I must say, I see you speak water. I like that. When you talk about the molecular structure, I get it.
Yes.
CJ will tell you all about that.
Absolutely.
Yes, water. Can I say something real quick about water?
Go right ahead.
What I learned, because we are made up of 75, I'll say between 70-80%, because you get a different number from different people. But wait 1 second. I actually got to start work here. Water. Okay, you know how we have different types of water. Some people say drink spring water. And this is my belief system. You don't have to take my belief system. But if you have a cup of water, you can speak. Your words are powerful. You can speak to your water, believing. Your words have to be backed with belief and faith. You can change the molecular structure of your water. If you have water bottles, you can write with emotion, with the power of who we and the essence of what we are, can write on your bottle love, joy, peace, and believe that that's inside that water. When you drink it, you're drinking that. I know it sounds nuts, but I was taught these things, and I was taught these things. How to speak. You can speak to your body, which is water. It has to respond. It responds to your words and the belief system behind your words. It'll vibrate. And if you're doing that all day, that's why I would love to come on here one day and talk about gratitude and what it does to your body and what it's done to me inside. I live from the inside out. And so you're changing your body all day through, I'm gonna go back to that word you said, repetition. When you speak into your body life and love and peace all day through repetition, your body's responding, but your mind is also responding, and your mind affects your body. It affects your atmosphere. It affects your opportunities. It affects your relationships. It affects how you see life through a world of chaos. It just depends on your belief system. I just wanted to share that.
Yes, we can do a gratitude one because that would be great. I even believe because I have a gratitude journal, you're supposed to, at the end of the day, write something down that you were grateful for that day. And it's amazing when you can go back and look at it. So when you have those days where nothing seems to go right, always go back and look at that. God, let me tell you, everything she just said right there is so true. It's all about the mindset and how we see things and how we relate to things. But anyway, awesome call. So there are no other questions, anyone? Okay. No other questions. Well, hopefully you walked away learning something about how important your colon is to your health. As she mentioned, your colon is attached to everything. So if you keep that colon clean, and guys, I've always talked about, the meat, the heavy meat eaters. We also have the fine-zyme, which breaks down the food. So if you eat a lot of meat and you're slowly weaning yourself off it, that's the only supplement we have that you take immediately after a meal. We also have that, Vanessa, the fine-zyme that breaks your food down for the meat eaters. It's a digestive enzyme. It's great. So she's given you guys a lot of information here. And remember, at the end of last year, I was talking about taking charge of your health, eating right, exercising, the power walk. I always talk about walking. It's the best exercise you can do. So great information this morning. Take it, utilize it, and make this year your best year for your health. And as I said, yeah, one last thing, CJ, and as I said, us, the Black and brown people, are the one that's feeding the health industry. We're sick, we're sick, we're sick. Every single one in here, take charge and use the products and restore your health. We have Hemoheme that goes to the root cause, and we have all the other wonderful products that you add along with it. Go ahead, CJ.
Can you hear me now, Vlad?
Yes, sir.
Allow me to thank the illustrious and the industrious Vanessa this morning. She's awesome.
Yeah.
There are two scriptures that comes to mind. I love them. Vanessa, you know one. Whatever things are lovely, true, think on these things. Yeah, that's the centerpiece of my life. It applies to all that you shared this morning. What are you thinking about? What are the thoughts that drive you, that you're obsessed with? That's one. And the second one, you don't pour new wine into old wineskin. And so I'm so thankful for the great Hemoheme. And Novelty, we say it all the time, it's the #1 flagship standalone product. The first thing it begins to do, begins to cleanse and to detoxify. Doctors don't tell us, but how can you take all these wellness supplements and you do not detox? You cannot pour new wine into old wineskin. Vanessa, you got to come again. You got to come again. So we welcome you. We are happy that you are a part of the family. We do this every morning, Monday to Friday, 10 to 11. Pre-game starts at 9:40, 9:45 most mornings. So allow me, Vanessa, to thank you on behalf of all of us here in the Atomy family on Momentum Mornings. You got to come again.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. It's always enjoyable. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Very great presentation. I love it.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you for your knowledge and testimony.
Thank you.
For
So we
those that
say,
came on late this morning, if you came on after 10, you missed the Hemoheme video that I played. I posted in the chat, in the WhatsApp chat. And she touched on something that Vanessa talked about. She talked about the first, she was covering the 3 plants. And the first one she talked about was detoxification with
Right.
hemoheme. So
and for those
go ahead.
who, so I apologize, David, for interrupting. The recording is in the Facebook group, and I believe it should also later on in the day, this afternoon, you should be able to pick up the recording on